Conversation is a forum for dialogue of contemporary social and cultural issues which affect an evolving and emerging Indian American community committed to preserving the vast customs of a vibrant cultural heritage.
Welcome to InConversation, folks. We come to you from Washington, D.C. My name is Ramesh Bhutani.
And I'm Astha Verma. So, Ramesh, last week we had a very big interview here in the studio in regards to Castle Tennis that's in D.C. Were you there over the weekend? What did you think?
Yes. I had an opportunity to go. I want to tell you, I really enjoyed myself. We watched tennis games, Wimbledon, the U.S. Open, the French Open, all of that. It's always on television.
It's always very serious and somber, too.
It's a very serious, somber, 1-to-1. You keep seeing the volley. Yeah, it's very interesting. It's very nice, but nothing like Castle Tennis. First of all, they gave us a seat right above the players, so we can talk to the players, and they were mingling.
Were you allowed to heckle the players?
Yeah, they were talking, do your bumping and whatever it is called, and the game was fantastic. And of course, Leander Paes was fantastic. I mean, there was so much
rallying up the crowd.
Yeah, they not only rallying the crowd, rallying the players. And of course, they involved the kids.
That was the thing. I mean, I showed up at the very end, but the kids were just loving it. And they were in line forever collecting autographs. What a great way to get kids excited about playing something.
That's right. And there were a lot of Asian kids, too. Folks, this is only in its second year. You got to understand this. In about third, fourth, or fifth year, even if you wanted it, you wouldn't get a chance. So grab it while it's hot. They still have two games. One is this week, and the big one is on the 22nd.
Right. Actually, it goes all the way through the 26th of July, and there's games throughout the week and on the weekends. But the 22nd, they're going to honor Leander Paes. The ambassador has been invited, and we, as the Indian community, should really represent on that day.
That's right. But overall, it was a fantastic Sunday.
What a great venue. It was right in the middle of downtown, right near the Spy Club MCI Center, so you can make a full day of it. You can travel D.C. and then come and sit and watch the game. Well, of course, there are several things happening in Washington. If you have been watching the news, then you know the two hot stories are Judge Sotomayor and her confirmation hearings. I hope that this one doesn't become a media frenzy, but it looks like it could. And, of course, the second is President Obama's health care plan, which he's hoping to pass through Congress, or at least get it on the table. The problem is Congress goes on recess in August, so they have a pretty short amount of time ahead of them now to get anything done.
Sotomayor confirmation is in the bag. I think the Republicans said, unless you have a meltdown, this thing is a go. You're going to get nominated, and for the Latino folks, I think I'm very happy. I think this is a good thing to happen. The health care debate, I don't have any doubts that this man can make both houses of the Congress pass his bill. Yeah, it may be a little watered down or something, but he will make it pass. His management style, I want to tell you, he's got so many burners burning, I mean, he appears to be a better cook than President Bush ever was.
Well, I do think he has to be careful. I mean, one of his avid supporters, Colin Powell, has been more vocal lately about just the fact that we may be taking on too many things and not putting enough emphasis on getting a few things done and done well. So I do think that President Obama needs to be vigilant about the kind of feedback he's getting on his initiatives. But speaking of meltdown, I have to get your opinion on this whole Sarah Palin set of events that have gone on. We haven't talked about her, but of course she's our favorite topic here on Darshan. We all know that she resigned from her post as governor of Alaska, and what surprised some people is that she still has a year left of her very first term. So one could have, argued that she would have carried that term out and then just said, I don't want to run again. I don't want to be reelected. But her abrupt departure really has hit people on, they're wondering exactly what her intention is. But here's something interesting. So in the Washington Post on Tuesday, she wrote an op-ed article on the cap and tax dead end, President Obama's policies. But, I just wonder, when you look at her, she's not disappearing from the news. She certainly wants to stay in the game. That's why, you see her name here. But I wonder, does she have any credibility left? I don't think that Americans really hold her in high esteem to begin with as a knowledgeable party on these things. Is this really her way to stay alive on the political stage?
She's so 2008, I don't even want to comment on it. Moving on, folks, something special is going on in the district. It's a lawsuit brought by IRS against UBS, which is a Swiss bank. You know, IRS in year 2000 figured it out that a lot of Americans are actually paying their credit card bills by some kind of funds coming in from offshore. They figured it out that they're coming in from Switzerland, and UBS is the biggest bank there. So what they did, something that the prosecutors and IRS have done it before, issue summons under John Doe, because they really didn't know who these people were. They couldn't find it out, so they did a John Doe. Well, UBS is, of course, fighting it. Understand that in Switzerland, the accounts are numbered. Secrecy is mandated by the country. So here it is. America says, hey, give me the information, and Switzerland says, you cannot give that information to them. So they are in a very tight place. The lawsuit and the case was supposed to start last Monday, but now it's postponed for 2 weeks because there's a whole lot of conversation going on. This is really something which I guess the G8 or the G30 or the International Forum should work it out. Is that a good thing or the bad thing?
I don't think it's going to go away anytime soon. Think of how long that has been in existence. When you have a Swiss bank account, it usually means something. It means you're keeping a large sum of money you don't want people to know about. But it's just funny to me that if we're paying our credit card bills with Swiss bank accounts, that means we've really run into our upper limit on those cards. I wouldn't have to have a Swiss bank account to pay off my credit card bill, but that's a statement.
But IRS is very proud of the detective work they have done, and they really want to see the fruit of their labor. Folks, there was a story I read once. It says the maximum number of accounts in the Swiss bank, the numbered accounts, is actually from politicians. You remember all the limitations that everybody had. You cannot have foreign currency. That's why there are so many accounts. And of course, America thinks that they deserve taxes out of those accounts from these Americans, and they are going after them. Let's hope something positive comes from it, because I really hate to see Switzerland, been in the business for hundreds of years.
Yeah,
only way they've been in the business, it's numbered, it's secret, no one has any right.
I don't think we're going to have much luck winning that one, but maybe. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
But this is an interesting case.
Well, Ramesh, speaking of the G8 summit, this is just a funny article I had to share. It talks about how in the United States we're very preoccupied with our leaders looking good. I mean, if you think about the election, John McCain, Barack Obama, certainly looks played a factor there, right? And you've got